Hello and welcome. My name is Angie Holden and I'm the blogger behind the Country Chic Cottage. Today we're going to make sublimation notebooks. And spoiler alert, we're going to have some project fails and some project successes, so I do have 3 of the successes in my hands. So what made me want to make sublimation notebooks? So last year I had seen several people sublimating on just regular glitter notebooks like from the Dollar Tree. And I couldn't find any at my local store, but I thought maybe this year I would do a video on it and order some glitter notebooks like just from Amazon and see if they would sublimate or not. And then I went ahead and ordered some actual sublimation notebooks as well, so I would have something just in case my projects failed. And you'll notice I don't have any regular glitter notebooks in my hand because they failed. So some of you might have success with glitter notebooks from the Dollar Tree or wherever you might find them, and they might sublimate fine. I, however, did not have good luck with the Amazon versions at least. Now, if I can find the Dollar Tree versions at some point, I might try those. However, I don't hold out a whole lot of hope at this point because I had 2 failures and I thought for sure both of those would work. Actually, like they were glitter and glitter sublimates, and neither one of them worked. So I don't hold out a whole lot of hope that I can get it to work, but maybe I can. However, we do have a few notebooks that did work, so let's first check out the supplies we're going to use for this project. So I'm going to go ahead and use my Easy Press. You might need a lint roller, heat-resistant tape, protective paper, and I am heating my Easy Press to 365 degrees for 50 seconds. You might have heard it beep there. Then you'll need some sublimation prints. So these are sublimation ink printed on sublimation paper using a sublimation printer, and each of them are mirrored. So I mirrored my design in each case. And then for things like this, I like to use a mat that doesn't give. So the Easy Press mat is awfully soft and your notebooks might come out a little wavy. So I like to use a mat that is a little bit more rigid, and I'm gonna use this Artist Brie mat. And then we are gonna sublimate 4 different kinds of notebooks. So I have a glitter notebook, smaller version of the glitter notebook, and then I have a couple of different sublimation notebooks that are intended for sublimation. All of these I'm going to use 365 for 50 seconds. Of course, these 2 have instructions on Amazon. These 2 do not because they're just the glitter, but we're going to wing it and just try that. So for this first glitter notebook, I'm just using just that front cover, putting my mat underneath it, and you might just want to just lightly lint roll over it, just to make sure there's not any debris. Now this mat is large enough for the design I'm going to put on here. So I just have this design. It says math, it's mirrored. We're just going to lay it on the notebook, get it in the right location. You do want it to stay still, but you don't want to mess your notebook up. So I kind of tape it, like I can tape it to this mat and it won't move. So I'm just going to tape it in a couple places here. And then on this other side, I'm going to tape it to the springs of the notebook. And so I don't think it'll move using that. Now I didn't put any protective paper under it because it's not going to go through the heavy cardboard cover of this notebook. However, I am going to cover this top just in case any of the ink comes through the paper. Then we're just going to press. So we'll set the Easy Press down, hit the button, and this covers the entire design in one press. We're just going to press it for the 50 seconds. And this is going to be one of my failures. So with sublimating notebooks, it's going to depend on the brand of notebook you get, but see how this one is melting, and I could smell it. It's melting to the sublimation print, and it did not sublimate at all. So this is going to be one of my blanks. I do not recommend. Now I have the silver notebook set up the same way, and we're just going to try pressing that again, seeing if we can get one of these glitter notebooks to work. And I'm actually going to press for just about 30 seconds and take a peek. I'm hoping maybe I just pressed a little long the last time. So that was about 30 seconds, and I'm just gonna peek under here. Does not appear to be working, so I'm gonna press a little longer. So once again, nothing sublimated at all onto the glitter notebooks. So I'm gonna call glitter notebooks a fail for this one. So let's move on to the ones that are actually sublimation. This sublimation notebook comes with a few pieces. So you have the notebook itself, which we'll set aside. You have a couple of double-sided adhesive sheets, and I'll show you how to use those in a minute. And then you have the cover, and I'm going to sublimate this entire cover. So we're just going to lint roll the entire thing. Then I have my sublimation print already ready. So I'm just going to add this to the sublimation print. And then I'm just going to use a few pieces of tape. I'm going to keep the tape on this white portion and not get any of that cardboard on the tape. So I'm just going to do that in a few places. And then because this print is oversized, I'll need to put this face down with protective paper on my mat and then put some protective paper on top. I am going to need to press this twice with my Easy Press, so I'm going to press in one location, move it, and press the rest of the print. Then I'll just move this entire thing, press a second time. Then we'll remove that, and we can go ahead and remove the sublimation print from this one. And you can see that it's stunning. And I'm going to let this cool, and then we'll talk about assembling the notebook. Now that everything's cool, you have 2 of these double-sided adhesive sheets. So we're going to peel back the lining on one side. You should have some sticky adhesive, and you're just going to line that up onto your notebook and press it down. So I've done this on both sides of my notebook. Press it down well, then peel back the lining, leaving just the adhesive on the notebook itself. Once you have that adhesive exposed, we're going to put that on one side of this cover. So just kind of line the notebook up, press it into the cover. And now we want to repeat with this side. So we're going to peel back the liner, expose the adhesive. This time you can either open the notebook up or fold the cover over, adhering it to the adhesive. And you can set this under something heavy for a little while for it to completely adhere to the cover itself. Then once you've assembled this one, you have a cute notebook that has a sublimated cover. So the only thing about this one was the edge did not sublimate very well. So I would probably try pressing down harder. I was just using like a light pressure with my Easy Press because I did not want to distort the cardboard in this cover. However, it looks like it needs a little more pressure. So I'd probably use a little more pressure, but be aware you might have trouble with the seam. Otherwise, the cover looks amazing. For this last version of Sublimation Notebook, you get the notebooks that are spiral bound, and then you get 2 covers per notebook, one for the front, one for the back. I'm only going to sublimate one. They are exactly the same. I'm just going to use a small piece of the lint roller and just get any lint off the cover. Then we can put the sublimation print onto the cover. I'm just going to use like 2 pieces of tape on it. Then we'll put protective paper on the bottom, flip this over, and also add protective paper to the top. Then we'll just press this cover. Alright, and then we can peel back the sublimation print. So I did want to note on this cover, I did not talk about that. You do want to sublimate on the glossy side of these covers. So there's a glossy side and like a matte side, and you do want to do it on the glossy side of the cover. And then you can see it looks amazing. And then while it's still hot, peel it off, add that to the top, and then add something heavy to the top just to press it down. And you can just kind of use your hands and press it down while it cools, and it'll keep it more flat. All right, so here's the notebook. This is completely cool. It's flat now. Now we need to assemble it. So this is going to be the front cover, and you just want to work it into this spiral. All right, so it probably took me like 2 minutes to wrestle with the spiral, get both covers on. It's on there, looks really good. So this one is more difficult to assemble, I would say. A small pair of like little needle nose pliers kind of helps, but it looks really good. And the benefit of assembling it afterwards is that you could sublimate this whole thing, and even like along this edge it would sublimate, so it would look amazing with the full sublimation print. Then I showed you sublimating this little like faux leather one, but they also make this same type of thing in a linen. Now this linen covered one, the cover is sublimatable. However, the notebook itself, so you can see the notebook here, and this one's unlined, and it just has like little pockets for the notebook to go into. So it is a cover. So you could probably buy replacement notebooks, I would say, and just put them inside the cover. So if you wanted a notebook cover, that's another option. And then it has this like elastic closure on it. So this is another option that I did not sublimate on camera. However, it is another option for a notebook that does sublimate and looks great. So now you have several options to make some sublimation notebooks of your own. Now, I did order like the smaller size on all of these, but they did come in a wide variety of sizes. I just picked like the least expensive version, basically. There were several different sizes. So I'm gonna link to the ones that worked in the description below. If you are on computer, click show more. If you are on mobile, swipe up to expand the description or click the arrow on the video to see the full description. And there you should find links to all three of these. I will probably go ahead and link to the glitter notebooks as well, just so you can see what did not work, so you know what not to try and not to order to experiment on. Maybe you can find some at your local Dollar Tree to experiment with. If you do, or if you've done them in the past, leave a comment below. Tell us what you purchased and like what settings you use, so everyone knows how to make sublimation notebooks from the Dollar Tree. I'll continue stalking my Dollar Tree and trying to find some sublimation notebooks. Maybe I could do like a reel on Instagram or something. So hopefully this helps you with sublimation on notebooks. If it does, give us a thumbs up. If you have any questions about anything we covered today, feel free to drop it down in the comment section, ask away. And if you haven't already, head on over to our YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. We have videos just like this one every single week, and trust me, you don't want to miss any of those. So thank you all so much for joining me, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.